So the first thing you're going to do to create some data charts on Google Sheets is just go to sheets.google.com, and you can use your school email or a personal email as long as it shares with me and I know who you are. That's fine. So I'm going to just do a blank one. And whatever you decide to do, generally if you want to label your chart or your diagram, then you would put it in this first cell, so A1. So I'm going to title this Summer Vacation Destinations. It's okay if it's a little bit long. And then I'm going to put some data in there. So I'm going to say, okay, 5 people went to Europe, 6 people went to Africa, etc., etc. So I'll say Europe, Africa, road trip, or other. So as long as I have my numbers here in this first cell, and then I have adjacent to it whatever I want to associate with that number. So for example, if I want to say 5 people went to Europe, then I'll make sure those are right next to each other. And everything else should line up. So if it looks like what you want it to look like, you'll highlight it all. So starting in the top left-hand corner down to the last cell you're using, and you're going to go Insert and down to Chart. And it will automatically create a chart for you. It might take a second. So it will look something like this. If you would like, there is a way to edit your chart a little bit, so you can choose a chart type if you would rather have a pie graph, for example, or a segmented bar chart, things like that, just kind of depending on what sort of data you are trying to represent. I'm just going to go with my bar chart, and I'll leave it the way it is. I think it makes sense. So as long as it looks the way you want it to, you don't necessarily have to change anything. Just make sure that the chart is visible, and then you can go ahead and title it with your last name and the class, and then hit the share button. So you'll share it with me. My address is schwartk@hsd.k12.or.us. And that's it.